This year, India's negotiating track and India's trade strategy worked on two parallel tracks. The first one was to sign a bunch of free trade agreements. India signed them with Oman, with the United Kingdom and New Zealand, all three developed economies, all aimed at diversifying exports. What we saw on the other side internally was the fact that there is more and more cushioning for exporters coming in the form of an RBI moratorium, in the form of the export promotion mission, and also a finance ministry package. The urgency behind these moves lay in India's most unpredictable trade relationship this year, the United States. What we saw from the US was sharp rhetoric, tariff threats, and actual tariff imposition, roughly about 50% tariffs, the highest in the world.
India, as an example, has one of the highest tariffs in the world. We're not going to put up with that. And they've agreed already to drop it. They'll drop it to nothing. So we're going to put down some numbers and we're going to say our country is open for business.
This definitely injected uncertainty into what has largely been a very stable trade relationship and a very, very large bilateral trade relationship between India and the US.
India, very, very tough, very, very tough. The Prime Minister just left, and he's a great friend of mine, but I said, you're a friend of mine, but you're not treating us right. They charge us 52%. You have to understand, we charge them almost nothing.
That confrontational phase has eased. However, the current focus is on closing gaps rather than trading threats. And that is a shift that is echoed by senior US officials and reflected in the absence of fresh tariff action. The talks have spilled into next year, but with the momentum intact.
India was charging us tremendous tariffs, about the highest in the world. They were about the highest in the world, number one. And we therefore weren't doing much business with India, but they were doing business with us because we weren't charging them foolishly.
There's resistance in India to certain row crops and other meats and products. They're, like you said, they're very difficult nut to crack. I agree with that 100%. But they've been quite forward-leaning. The type of offers they've been talking to us about have been the best we've ever received as a country. So I think that's a viable alternative market.
The same is true for the European Union when talks continue over carbon taxes, labor standards, as well as market access. But for India, 2025 has been about balance, diversifying exports through new FTAs, supporting exporters that have been hit by tariffs, and all this while maturing and growing exports.
All right, then. Hi.